There are new calls for taking action against the Deputy AG, Rod Rosenstein. Some lawmakers, including our next guest, now pushing for an investigation by the Justice Department's internal watchdog. Here's the issue. Alleged threats to subpoena telephone and email records of staff members on the House Intelligence Committee. Jim Jordan, member of the House Judiciary Oversight Committee, with us now. Sir, how you doing? The Republican from Ohio. Good day to you. What about this effort to impeach Rod Rosenstein? Is that going to go anywhere, sir?
We'll see. Every option still on the table. Bill, we want the information. We're not getting the information. They haven't complied with document requests. They haven't complied with two separate subpoenas. We've caught them hiding information. And as you just said, it's been reported, and we've talked to these staffers, but it's been reported that Rod Rosenstein threatened House Intelligence Committee staffers. So you have the executive branch, the top official at the Justice Department, threatening folks in the legislative branch for trying to do our constitutional duty to conduct oversight. So that is a big problem. Everything is on the table, but we'll see. If we get the information, then there won't be that. If we don't, then I think we look at contempt and we possibly look at impeachment.
So here is part of the letter from you and Mark Meadows, the Republican from North Carolina. This notion Mr. Rosenstein threatened to use his official investigative powers as Deputy AG to retaliate against rank-and-file staff members for sending written oversight requests raises concerns he's abused his authority in the context of this investigation. I think you think it's abuse. I don't know if it is in the end. But it appears you're getting a slow walk. Why is that?
Well, we're definitely getting the slow walk, because every time the FBI said, oh, we can't give you that information, we finally push and get it. It wasn't because it was, going to hurt any type of investigation. It wasn't because it was classified. It was because it was embarrassing to the FBI. And now when you have potentially the Deputy Attorney General, the guy who in effect is running most of the Justice Department now because of Attorney General Sessions' recusal, when you have him threaten members of the House Intelligence Committee seeking to get the very documents we're talking about, and being told that I'm going to subpoena your phone records, I'm going to subpoena your emails, if that doesn't have a chilling effect, and that's what these staffers have said, talk about a chilling effect when you have that person say those kind of things to you. This needs to be investigated, and this is the kind of behavior that should not be tolerated.
Congressman, it's Sandra. So what do you say to the critics who call into question the timing of all of this? After having those indictments handed down and now calls from you and some of your colleagues, I mean, what do even your Republican colleagues think of this? I know some of them are questioning this move.
We've been pushing all along. Sandra, we started 1 year ago this month calling for a second special counsel. I don't like special counsels, but I see no other remedy. How does the FBI investigate themselves? How does the DOJ investigate themselves? I mean, think about this. Rod Rosenstein is overseeing an investigation by Mr. Mueller looking at possible obstruction of justice into the firing of James Comey, and Rod Rosenstein wrote the memo recommending the firing of James Comey. So when have you ever seen, think about this fact. Think about this. I've never seen this in a federal agency. James Comey's been fired. Andy McCabe has been fired, lied 3 times under oath, faces a criminal referral. Jim Rubicki, chief of staff, has left the FBI. James Baker, former chief counsel, was demoted, then left the FBI. Lisa Page, FBI counsel, was demoted, then left the FBI. Peter Strzok, deputy head of counterintelligence, demoted, lost his clearance for a while, and is still at the FBI. When have you ever seen 6 key people in a federal agency that ran the 2 most important investigations, the Clinton investigation and the Trump-Russia investigation? When have you ever seen that happen? So this is what we're dealing with, and we're just trying to get answers, and they keep slow-walking us now for a year.
Well, and we saw a heated exchange between the two of you at that hearing in June, where you pressed Rod Rosenstein for answers, and you asked why you are not getting them. I mean, are you hearing anything from his camp?
Well, here's the other thing, Sandra. It's not just Jim Jordan. The House of Representatives took a vote 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago today, we took a vote and said, a majority of the House said, you're not getting us the information we are entitled to as a separate and equal branch of government required to do oversight. You're not getting us that information. And the House of Representatives voted and said, get us the information.
Okay. There was another story I want to ask you about, sir, that really has nothing to do with politics. Apparently you answered some questions this week about an investigation that goes back years, allegations that you ignored claims of sexual abuse while working on the wrestling team at Ohio State University. What did you tell investigators, and what were they asking you?
Yeah, the interview, Bill, the interview was fine. We're not allowed to get into details of what was talked about. They're doing an investigation for the university. Look, I knew of no abuse, never heard of it, never had any reported to me. If I had, I'd have dealt with it. Every single coach has said the same thing I have. All kinds of wrestlers have said the same thing I have. And the reason they have all said that is because it's the truth. We're going to continue to just talk about the truth. If, in fact, there was someone who faced any type of harm or any type of abuse, we want them to get their justice, and that's why this investigation is moving forward.
If that's the case with you, how does that case unwind itself? Where does it go?
I'm not sure. I don't know when they're going to wind up their investigation, but I know we talked to him on Monday, and I thought the interview went fine.
Okay, I've heard your denials repeatedly. I take you at your word. If that's the case, why do you think this is coming out now?
Well, I mean, jeepers. I mean, the way it seemed to me, it was sequenced and choreographed, and the left and everything they've done. I guess you have to look at all that. So I find all that suspect. But, you know, look, all I can do is tell the truth and keep fighting for the folks back in the 4th District of Ohio and doing what we told the American people we were going to do. That's what I'm focused on.
Just one last question, sir, and I appreciate your time today. There's a chance you might run for Speaker of the House once Paul Ryan exits. If Republicans maintain the majority after November. Do you think that is perhaps the incentive for some people who don't like you to come forward? Have you thought about that, and is that possible?
Is that a rhetorical question, Bill?
Asking you.
I mean, yeah, no, I think so. But, you know, look, that's, I guess I'd like to think that the reason you see the left coming after me and lies being told is because we're being effective in doing what we told the American people we're doing. I also think it has something to do with the fact that I think President Trump is doing a great job, and we are trying to support him and help him make America great again. I mean, think about this, Bill. In a year and a half, unemployment is down. The economy is growing. Taxes have been reduced. Regulations have been reduced. Gorsuch is on the court. Kavanaugh is on deck. We're out of the Iran deal. The hostages have come home from North Korea, and the embassy's in Jerusalem. By anyone's definition, that is a great year and a half, and I am proud to be helping the president accomplish those type of things. I think that's another reason you're seeing these false attacks happen.
Pretty strong list. Sir, thank you for your time. Thanks for answering all our questions, too, okay? Jim Jordan, the Republican from Ohio. Thank you.